Ephraim Rutwama is 15 years old. He was studying at Mairikiti Primary School in P7 before schools were shut down in March last year. He is currently involved in bricklaying business and was contracted by someone to make 20,000 bricks.
Kati mukama oyo yamuwa contract ya kumukubira block emitwalo 2. Nga buli mutwalo amuwe emitwalo 9 kekakade kamuwe emitwalo 8.
He joined this business on advice of his parent Salongo Fred Mayanja, who intended to prevent him from being idle. The parent is now struggling to convince his son to return to school next year in January.
Sijja kuddayo.
Lwaki?
Nja kwekubya mabuloka gandi.
Rutwama is focused on making money and is not worried about what the future will be when his education career ends prematurely.
Kasita nasomako. Nasomeko.
Tukyogerako naye akulagira ddala nti agezaako kukyesamba, simanyi oba ngenda kukikola ntya.
Tujja kuteesa neyenga.
John Kakebe and Ronald Sematimba are brothers who, before schools were shut, were in Senior 2 and Senior 4 respectively. They are currently border riders and have divergent views on rejoining school.
Kintiisa nange ndaba nkuze banswala era nja kutandika muze yatute tuddeyo tusome kakati akasene kembadde nkola nina kulyako kwebeezaawo kweyambaza.
We also came across 3 girls who were secondary school learners at the advent of COVID-19 when schools were forced to close. The 3 are only willing to pursue technical education as they consider themselves too old for secondary education.
Tukuze naffe tutwalubera mu kirasi. Wano obuto tusange mu kirasi tukuze. Kale tusaba batutwale mu byemikono.
Okusoma ebyokusoma kati nabyo kati tubikooye. Kuba tugira ne tusoma ne tugira ne bawumuzaamu tuba twakaddayo ngera bawumuza.
Nga mpoze era nnyongereza mu bino bye nabadde ntandise. Nabadde ntandise bye njagala kati eri sikyagala kuddayo nabyo birungi naye njagala kati bino kuyiga nviiki.
Aaron Chigozi, a teacher at Wiron Junior School in Mairikiti, has been coaching learners from home during lockdown. She noted appalling behavior changes among some learners and warns fellow teachers to prepare for the challenge.
Bad behaviors that they've really learned. I had some of the children that I teach at home. One came when he entered like this. He asked, "Which one am I going to love?" So he's asking about love. He has come to study and he's 5 years. So I find out so this child, after speaking such words, I went home. I found out what really happens. I first interviewed him. Then he told me that he has a boy at home around 20 years or a brother around 20 years who always shows him pornography, bad movies.
Richard Balikowa, a lecturer of psychology at Makerere University, says parents need to prepare their children mentally to resume schooling, and the time should be now when there is still some time before January.
So there is no way you can just scold them into a school without understanding their situation. So opening up should not be a once-off. Actually, the government and other stakeholders need to start as of now to prepare both the schools as recipients of these youngsters and also the parents and the youngsters and the entire community. It should not be...
Parents and schools should also not set high expectations of the learners.
Parents and other stakeholders need to know that these children need mental preparation. We are likely to see parents and teachers starting to scold these children because they want them to start immediately. Now we need to be slow when we are aiding them to cope with the new normal.
We are going to do a lot of counseling, actually what we are going to do in the first period, in that first term that we're going to open, we are going to do a lot of counseling and then a lot of learning and also engaging the parents.
Balikowa urges schools to be mindful of how to enforce COVID-19 guidelines, not in a form of a punishment in school.
I know when we are mentoring children, many people use the behavior they want them to learn to be a punishment to them. That again will cause more disparities.
For learners who have recently joined the labor force, Balikowa advises on how to convince them to get back to school without being coerced.
The preparation should start as of now. They need to be engaged. They should be engaged and know the benefits of attending and completing a school level as compared to starting to hustle from now. Reality should be brought to these youngsters. It should not be a matter of coercion, but rather holding them with, not necessarily persuasive, but showing them the reality of the life after.
He notes that there are some learners who have already become fathers and mothers and advocates for special arrangements for them without compromising education standards.
For instance, a schoolgirl who is breastfeeding, who has a child, a toddler, to attend school. It is inconveniencing to both that young mother, but also to the environment where they are. So, but we are saying these children should have chance.
Patrick Senyondo, NTV.